the building stage, you know, and then there's another stage where it's the, like, some kind of completion. But like within each of those stages, if you can, you still want to have those days of times of rest and appreciation for what you've done.
Is unify my life with meaningful growth, with things and endeavors and directions of growth that I hope, Lord willing, will one in and of themselves bring me great joy and meaning in this stage, and simultaneously sort of answer the questions of and resolve the questions of. Yeah.
But I mean, I would think you could take great satisfaction in how fully engaged you are. I mean, again, I think it also, like, I don't know astrologically, but astrologically it happens at different exact times, I think.
For different people. It's interesting. I will hopefully, they will pass through me into the world, and hopefully they will be realized more fully than I can comprehend. But I think the sadness and the beauty of the also truth of letting them go, because I won't
moving on to the next stage.
Right, because Zachariah won't be a 30-year-old man doing jiu-jitsu anymore. The imagery and the thoughts and the experiences of certain elements of divine truth that are like in a more literal way than most people experience, and then they get so wrapped up in that image. Yeah, Dad said that to me once. It was like, you know, when I was sort of thinking,
as the good and the bad and the difficult and the joyous all happen, you're off the wheel, and that there's a part of you that's like seeing,
because of the other truth of non-attachment, you know, the thing that I feel of, like, ultimately I'm trying to fill something like the divine perfect reality, but I can't participate in the divine perfect reality. Really try to fill it right into the process. But in terms of it defining your experience of life,
right?
And maybe that wouldn't be appropriate yet for that to define my experience
of life. You're climbing up the mountain.
So you can have moments of it, but also not. But I don't even think they're actually not the ultimate purpose of life. Like, I don't. That death is not the only purpose of life, but it is the finish line. It is like what is at the end.
As far as we know.
Well, if it's what at the end of this life.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's the end of everything, but like it's what a lot of younger people who get really into psychedelics face is like they're like gifted the image search from my previous stage, and also be hopefully, Lord willing, a good platform and good content and good manure upon which to draw in my third stage when I let them go. You know?
That's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Good talk. Thank you. And happy almost birthday.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Mom?
What?
Oh no, I guess
It's a really good point. I think a lot of times, I think what you're saying, I think it's true that a lot of times people confuse passivity with being off the wheel.
No. And I feel like the denial of that sadness actually is a barrier to, like, the wholeness of the shift of experience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's the sadness isn't
each stage of life fully.
But the sadness isn't wrongness.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you wouldn't want it.
Right.
Wouldn't want it to. It doesn't mean you wouldn't want it to be different.
Right.
Should we go get some dinner?
Yes.
And a bike ride?
Yes. Right. But even, I think, maybe stage of life, I'm not sure, but, like, you know how in rabbinical study you can't, they generally don't study the Kabbalah until after, something up until you have it. You have to have something to give it up. Like,
there's another famous saying, I think it's like, you know, it says if you can't say no, you can't say yes. And if
right.
you can't say yes, you can't say no.
Right. And like, to be a good man, you have to be capable of man doing jiu-jitsu anymore.
That's kind of what you meant when you said, I'll never be a white belt again.
Right, exactly. Because, and I think the denial of
That's kind of what I feel when I say you'll never be 3 and 4 years old. Are you going to get this would be a good time to get you mentioned you want to get an astrology chart from Rita.
Yes. That would be a good time.
Yeah, for your Saturn return.